Hi and welcome to another Rate My Portfolio. Today we're going to be looking at Corinne Garuffe's portfolio, and Corinne is based in Los Angeles, California, and she's a senior digital marketing specialist. She sent me her portfolio to review, and that's exactly what we're going to do today, and I'm really looking forward to diving into this and finding out exactly what it is that Corinne specializes in and does, and also the structure of the portfolio, and maybe we can explore together where Corinne can make some improvements or take inspiration from where Corinne has really improved or done something quite interesting with her portfolio. So without any more talk, let's get stuck into it. So as we can see on the homepage, if you like, or above the fold, we have Corinne's image set within another image, and then we also have the navigation. We have to the right hand side, we have content with a headline, and then we have just below the fold, if you like, just before the fold, we have something that says currently, which I'm sure we'll run into or is alluding to something that we can view in a few minutes. As always with my reviews, let's start from the top left. This is what I like to do. I like to start from top left and work down. So we can see straight away, Corinne's gone for quite a stylish, minimalistic setup, layout, which is the sort of thing I would recommend you do, because at the end of the day, you want to keep it as simple as possible for the hiring manager and the recruiter when they're reviewing your portfolio. It's clean, it's easy to read, there's no issues, there's no navigation problems. It does exactly what it says on the tin. So looking at the logo there, if you click on that, it'll take you back to the home page, so from any position on the site, which is good. Let's now look at the portfolio section before we scroll through the home. Okay, great, we've got lots of stuff here to explore. Resume, fantastic already. You know, I can download your resume, and I've got some keywords here, which I think is really smart. Recommendations. Okay, this is really good. We'll look at this. Contact. Boom. Fantastic. More. I want more. Featured links to blogs. Okay, right. So from straight away, my first impressions are, when I see this, I know Corinne is, she knows what she's doing. It's quite clear. She's got a great user interface, if you like. It's very, very simple to use, and I know exactly what's happening. I can see Corinne there in the image, and then I get an indication of who she is and what she does on the right hand side. If you're building a portfolio, this is exactly what you want to be doing. You want to be having it like this. You want to be having this sort of structure initially, especially as a marketer, because that's what you're doing. You're marketing yourself, and Corinne's doing that very effectively. 5 years of digital marketing experience in the AI tech, pharmaceutical and higher education industries, delivering measurable results through digital marketing strategies. Now that, for any hiring manager or recruiter, that line there is absolute gold dust. I don't see that line too many times in portfolios, delivering measurable results through digital marketing strategies. Straight away, if I saw that, I'd be thinking, okay, Corinne is someone that can deliver, or saying that she can deliver. And again, she's stated that now. This is something that your portfolio is really, really powerful at delivering and showing, because at the end of the day, your CV can say this, but your portfolio can demonstrate it and show it. And Corinne's going to be doing that, I'm sure, during this journey that we go through on her portfolio. Highly skilled at operating the marketing technology stack, as well as data data analyst, marketing automation, social media, and email campaign management. There's a wide sort of area of skills here that Corinne is getting into, and Corinne can deliver. So again, this is very encouraging. Currently, let's have a look. So we've got Beyond the Limit, Senior Digital Marketing Specialist, full-time July and present. Okay. Before that, Spotify advertising, the soundboard member. And then we've got What I Do. Okay, great. So let's just have a look at this isolation. So this is what Corinne does at the moment, and she oversees the digital marketing for Beyond Limits, an artificial intelligence startup based in Glendale, California. How awesome is that? Super jealous. So that's phenomenal, and she's obviously worked with as a volunteer at Spotify advertising. again, it's the little details. Corinne is working and she's showing off her expertise in this field, but she's also volunteered as well, using her expertise and industry experience to provide this business some value. And that tells me that she will go the extra mile. She will, not care too much about the initial few dollars. She's more interested in actually getting some experience, but also helping other people too. And I think that, again, is from a hiring manager's point of view, from somebody that's looking at Corinne's portfolio and building up a picture of a personality here, somebody that's willing to go the extra mile, but also is a hard worker and is skilled and diligent at what she does. So I think that's very important too, from my point of view, because a portfolio it's important to showcase your stuff as a portfolio. There's no question, but I think it's also important to showcase your personality. And I think this is doing a very good job at the moment for me in terms of the type of person that Corinne is and whether she would fit into my team, for example. So I think that's very key. Okay, what I do and do well. Now, I like that because I don't see many portfolios sort of back up their own sort of skill set. And I think that, I know Corinne obviously is based in America. She is an American. So Americans tend to have a much sort of better relationship with confidence. And I think that's a great thing. And I think that I've reviewed a lot of European portfolios that don't say this, and you should back yourself. If you do it well, say it. Absolutely, because you can back it up. And this is the key. If we click on data analysis and reporting, click on this. Wow, okay, so we get platform expertise, we get an understanding of all of the certifications and the courses that Corinne has worked on and all the certifications that she's gained. Data visualization, she talks about what it is that she can do and utilize, and of course metrics and optimization, social media, email, the list goes on. So we have a capable marketer here. For any aspiring marketers watching this, and I know I'm thundering through this, but I'm conscious about not letting this drag on for hours, but this is a very, very good example of how you can lay out your portfolio as you start to get more experience. Email marketing, strategy, template, automation, workflow design. Okay, so again, if I'm looking for a marketer within these specific areas or sectors of marketing, I know that Corinne can deliver. And her portfolio projects, which we'll view in a minute, I hope back some of this up. I'm sure they will. Marketing automation, absolutely brilliant. Social media, the list goes on, and that is really good. The good thing about this as well, if you just think about this for a second, look at the layout. Okay, I haven't scrolled much, and I will check on mobile later, but I haven't scrolled much here. What I've done is I've got to the point of what I do, and she's created an accordion style piece of content element here, which will allow me to select the individual elements and read the individual pieces of content. This is really good. Instead of being faced with 5 or 6 paragraphs, I've got a dynamic element to click on, and I can get the information I want nice and quickly because it's laid out really well, okay? And then I've got it. It's there. It's done. I'm going to view portfolio in a minute. That's very good, the fact that it's linked here. The portfolio is right below the skills that Corinne is claiming she has. This is really good. Employers and collaborations. Okay, so you can see that Corinne has got a carousel here of all the things that she's done in terms of employers and collaborations. She's even listed what her job role was, and you can see that she's just got some seriously good experience here. See all experience, that takes her to the resume. This is very well thought out. Take notes. If you're building a portfolio, already Corinne is taking you through a journey. Now, what does that tell you? Well, it tells me that if Corinne is approaching her portfolio this way, this is the way that she will approach her marketing campaigns in a very structured way, in a way that makes me as the user understand the pathway, actually feel like I'm going on a journey rather than having to go to that tab, to that page, to that page. So there's been some really good, real thought put into this. kind words from colleagues. Okay, so we got lots of testimonials, and I think this is invaluable. Again, I don't see many portfolios with this type of content. Now, I understand that a lot of portfolios that I review are from marketers that are less senior than Corinne and maybe a junior. But even so, if you can find someone who can provide you with some sort of positive feedback for any work that you've done, whether it's voluntary, work experience, apprenticeships, internships, then try and get it back. Try and get that and put it into your portfolio. It's amazing that social proofing, how powerful it can be. So again, I'm blown away by how good this portfolio is, and I know I say this about a lot of portfolios that I see, but I think with this one in particular, it's really struck a chord with me because it's just like reading a song sheet. I'm going through everything nice and smoothly, and everything's making sense. Okay, so we can view recommendations and we can see more reviews. Goodness me, brilliant. Let's connect. We've got LinkedIn, of course, and then we have a form as well. Okay, right. Let me just click on the View Portfolio tab. Right, here is the meat of the portfolio. This is why the majority of portfolios exist. It's the projects. Simple. Let's now have a look at some of the projects and let's see how these are formulated and laid out. So welcome to the portfolio section, showcase my experience in digital marketing, explore a range of organic and paid social media campaigns and in-depth data analysis. Well, straight away I know that paid social is a real skill that a lot of people are after. So this is really good. And data analysis, I said that word correctly this time. This compilation exemplifies my efficiency in crafting engaging content, driving conversations, delivering actionable insights and optimal results. Ooh, all the right things are being said here. I'm getting a little bit excited. This maybe is wrong, but I'm getting a little bit excited about this now. I want to view what this is all about. Paid and organic social media campaigns. See a variety of organic and paid social media campaigns that demonstrate my strategic approach to audience engagement and brand growth. View campaigns. Oh, wow. Okay. Goodness me. Wow. So let me just read this section of portfolio ability to think creatively and strategically. Yes. Passionate about staying up to date with the latest social media trends and technologies. Okay, I've got to take it back a step here. I mean, we haven't even gone down this section yet, but let's just have a look at this. We've got paid and organic social media campaigns, right? We've got a very concise, nice, easy to understand block of content here, which is telling me what I'm going to get. I'm clicking on the view campaigns and I am then given an introduction as to what I'm being presented with, but also the fact that Corinne is staying on top of her craft and she knows exactly what it is that she's doing here. And she's continually optimizing and improving all of these project performances. So let's have a look at the human element. Okay. Wow. Just by looking at this, if there ever was a portfolio that was almost perfect, I never say there's a perfect portfolio because it just doesn't happen. But already I'm almost speechless at what I'm seeing here, because I need to put a point across that creating a portfolio, a good quality portfolio, can be difficult. It's time consuming. It requires real dedication. It requires you to really sit down, and you owe it to yourself to create something of quality if you're serious about your craft. And what I'm seeing here already is something where I can envisage Corinne spending a lot of time on this, building this. And here's why. First of all, we get an understanding of the company. Okay, this is the company that Corinne's obviously working for at the moment. Platforms, I'm being told about the platforms that she's using from an organic point of view. Campaign duration, well, we know the campaign duration started in February and it's sort of a bi-weekly campaign. I'm getting graphics here of the assets and the digital creations that I assume Corinne has made. I'm now getting a campaign overview, and this is where, again, aspiring marketers, aspiring creatives, even if you have one project, you've got to keep watching, because this is exactly the type of stuff you need to put in your portfolio. I'm not messing about. If you want a hiring manager and a recruiter to take notice, This is the standard that you need to achieve in order to actually have them interested or get noticed. So campaign overview, beyond limits, the human element, employee spotlight. I'm not going to read it out entirely because that's just dumb, because you can read it and I'll speed this bit up. But I get an overview of the campaign. I get an overview of the key objectives, which is phenomenal. I get a showcase of diversity. So I'm even getting some user experience type elements here in the mix. Talent acquisition, engagement, the interview questions, more UX stuff. I'm getting results, actual results of the stuff that Corinne has worked on from the business that she's working in. I'm getting a screenshot which gives me context, which gives me an understanding. I can see metrics, vanity metrics, but I can see metrics. This is what I'm looking at here. Impressive, right? Then it takes me to the next section. This is the sort of content that you need to be producing for your projects and your portfolio. Now I know Corinne has got a lot, but as she's senior, she's got more experience. But I think that at the end of the day, you need to be striving towards this kind of layout and content. And again, we have the same. And this will, I have no doubt, continue. So that's paid and organic social media campaigns. And if you think about this in context, paid social media campaigns relies on data. It relies on metrics. There's no point talking about the fact that you've done paid social media campaigns if you cannot provide the data. And I have seen this where people have talked about this stuff on their projects, but not provided the data or results. Corinne has. And this is why this goes to the top of the pile, because Corinne can deliver. As I'm going through, I'm looking at the design, I'm looking at the user interface, I'm looking at the graphics, I'm looking at the typography, the spacing of the lettering, the colours used, all of these little things. And at the moment, I'm finding it a pleasant experience. I'm not sort of thinking, oh, what's this? I'm not confused. I'm not thinking, oh, that text is difficult to read, I need my specs. I don't today because this is nice. The images are clear, the call to actions are clear. Just keep watching this video again and again if you're new. Just go back, watch this video, pick up pointers, use this as an inspiration point. Okay, let's have a look at data analysis and reporting. See how I transform raw data into strategic insights, driving informed decisions and maximizing campaign effectiveness. Now, if there ever was a fantastic intro to a set of data analysis and reporting projects, then that's it there. Straight to the point, concise, no waffle. See how I transform this data into things that work, basically, into things that perform. Let's have a look. View decks. Wow, again, we're getting the introduction, we're getting the fact that she's analysing KPIs, web traffic, CTRs, click-through rates, all that sort of stuff, and how she's presenting her findings and recommendations. Just brilliant. Let's have a look at this one. Q2 2023 review deck. Okay, we're being taken to an external source now, which is great. And my goodness, we've got a deck of 40 odd slides. So comprehensive, nice UI elements, really clear call to actions, very neat, very smart. Goodness me. Okay, really well laid out. It's tricky. Showing data can be very difficult, and keeping people interested is very difficult. But this is just a fantastic way of showing off your credentials as a data analyst or data analyst. Let's go back to portfolios. Now, I understand if you are, and I've said this again, if you're an aspiring digital marketer or you're new to the industry and you don't have as many projects as Corinne, well, I understand you could be thinking, wow, how am I ever going to get there? Well, don't forget, Corinne started off like you as an aspiring marketer, a junior. She has gained experience over the years and she's built this portfolio up using her experience and expertise. That's what you can do. Start off small, start on one project, Use this project as a great example of how you can structure your own. Keep it neat, keep it simple, keep it clean, keep it straight to the point and focused. And at the end of the day, you'll be able to produce something like this. Even if you have one project, if you present it like this, your portfolio can stand out, because there are a lot of portfolios that are very convoluted, that are all jumbled up, that don't sort of navigate or flow in the kind of way that you would expect them to. This tells a story. I know exactly the type of marketer and the personality that Corinne is. Very diligent, someone that's working and driven towards results, but also creative. This is what this portfolio is telling me. And I've never met Corinne. She's across the pond. And I've never spoken to her, apart from a couple of messages. But, looking at this, an accomplished marketer. Resume, let's have a look. Nice, professional, bold resume, simple, easy to understand, and it's a one-page CV. Very impressive. I'm not going to go into CVs and the pros and cons about CVs. That's a place I'm not going to visit, because it's a minefield. Recommendations. Here we go. We got recommendations for days here. It's brilliant, and this here is giving me confidence as an employer, as a recruiter. I've already got Corinne's manager leaving this kind of endorsement, this positive endorsement. And again, it's not just this person, it's this person, and if it's not this person, it's this person. And this is two managers. This is a supervisor, and then obviously Corinne getting to that senior positions where she's working with people and potentially managing other people. Absolutely fantastic. This is very, very, and yes, they might be kind words, but they're the truth as well, because people aren't going to give you reviews if they don't buy into what you do, or good reviews. Contact. Now, I'm not going to take credit for this, but Corinne has done this the right way. Her contact page is very simple. It's just a form. There's no email addresses, there's no phone numbers, there's no actual physical home addresses or office addresses. It's it. If you want to contact Corinne, you fill the form out. This is good for Corinne because it protects her data, etc. And it's just good for you as a user experience. You send in the information and you'll be able to contact her, and there won't be any issues, and she'll be able to filter out any problems. That's all you need. The other thing that Corinne has done, which I think is quite interesting, is the more section. And maybe this is the one thing, maybe this kind of underplays this section. Maybe you could call it blog or articles. But I like the fact, in a way, when you say more, it makes me want to click it. If it had said blog and I was viewing, I don't know, a lot of portfolios, would I have clicked it? I would have just thought, it's a blog, I'll just whatever. And that's the way some people operate. But I like the fact in some ways that you put more rather than blog, if you get my meaning. But regardless, we have blogs, which obviously some I can see are of a personal nature, but also something that's very relevant and important to Corinne. And I also think that with some of her other pieces of work, she's using her experience in life and at the workplace, and talking about it in an open fashion. And again, that tells you a lot about the person. So I think that what we're seeing here is an extremely efficient, well executed, expert portfolio that I think to date, in terms of reviewing portfolios, this now is the new benchmark for how a portfolio of this type should be presented. It's about showcasing your work. It's about showing your competency. And it's an evolutionary process, portfolios. Corinne, all I can say is thank you so much for sending this in. This was a really great focused portfolio, and I appreciate you doing that, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to look through it and show everybody else the quality of work that you've produced. Okay, just before I go, if you are an aspiring marketer and you've just started out in the industry, or you're a recent graduate and you have maybe one project or not that much experience, but you still want a portfolio because you know that a portfolio can really help you get a leg up in the competitive job market, then I recommend that you check out the Atomic Portfolio resource that I've created. Now, the Atomic Portfolio is basically a very small portfolio, a powerful portfolio, which will allow you to create a portfolio in a matter of hours using the framework that I provided in the resource. So even if you have one project, I've given you information and resources on how to make that project stand out and how you can present it as an atomic portfolio, a small pocket-sized portfolio that you can use immediately to get people to notice you. So have a look at the Atomic Portfolio resource, and in the meantime also check out other Rate My Portfolio videos from the past. There might be something there that you find of interest. I'm always trying to improve these videos, and of course I'm not the best presenter, etc., and I don't have all the kit, but I do it my way, and I appreciate everybody that subscribes and gets involved in the process. And finally, if you have a portfolio and Corinne has inspired you to create a portfolio, please send it to me. Contact details are in the description box below. DM me, let's have a message as well if you want to about your portfolio. But I would love to review more portfolios. I've got a few in the pipeline already, ready to go, but I'll certainly be interested in seeing yours. So until next time, take care, look after yourselves, all the best, bye-bye.